We've seen organizations all over the planet take their manual processes, the ones that are prone to error and really slow down work, and automate them. Now, while this automation is achieved with Microsoft technology, the beauty of what you're going to see is that many times the solutions that our technology is connecting with aren't built by Microsoft. And many times those are actually built by our customers themselves, those internal homegrown solutions that they have. And by taking these solutions and building new processes around them and automating work, we're seeing organizations bringing to life their existing investments or modernizing them in ways they've never done before. And you can take these complex challenges and deliver simple solutions at little or no cost at all. Let me share a great example with you from one of your peers in the UK. You're going to hear from HAVI next, and they're roughly a 10,000 person organization who, like many of us, struggle with the employee pre-boarding process. And by that I mean everything that happens from the moment where they offer a new contractor a job and everything that goes on behind the scenes to make that person ready, get them into the systems, order a laptop, have an email address so they can start work on day one when they enter the company. Now check out this quick clip from HAVI, and then I'll show you exactly how they delivered what you're about to see.
HAVI is located all over the world. We have about 9,000 to 10,000 employees.
We tend to use a lot of freelancers. With that comes a lot of paperwork with the onboarding.
The problem with a manual process is the accuracy of the data.
We have to find better ways of onboarding people.
We quickly saw the advantage and the potential of Teams and the Power Apps.
So by automating document processing, we can speed up all paper-based processes that we have.
Before the app, registration process could take 2 weeks. Now we managed to reduce the time to less than 40 minutes.
Microsoft Teams is allowing us to centralize many of the operations such as SharePoint and messaging, voice communications.
Now we have all those forms, all those documents in one central place, and that central place is Teams. We use Teams all over the world.
Possibilities are exciting for the future.
Teams is here to stay.
Okay, so as you can see, that was a great example of an organization bringing to life and modernizing their existing investments that they'd built internally. Let's go ahead and go behind the scenes here and see exactly how HAVI delivered what you just saw. So what I'm going to show you first is what they were doing before the solution was implemented that you saw in the video. And what was happening is the HAVI HR rep was sending an email out to the new contractor, congratulating them on receiving a job with HAVI and asking them for some personal information so they could go ahead and get that person ready to go on day one, order them a laptop, get them an email address, etc. And so to kickstart that process, the HAVI HR rep would manually input that new contractor's information into various internal systems. And then they'd send out an email to their peers in different business groups asking them to do the same thing in their systems. And when they received a response, they'd then respond back to the HAVI HR rep that they'd completed the process. So as you can imagine, a lot of manual data entry from multiple people. And this process, best case, would take 5 to 6 hours complete. But the reality of the situation was that along this process, something broke down often. And what happened is either somebody missed the email request or they incorrectly input the information, whether it was a misspelled name, whether it was a wrong tax ID, incorrect date of birth, etc. And it would restart the process. And so the reality is the average time it took to complete this new hire process was 2 to 3 weeks, which put this person in jeopardy of starting on day one or even their full week one sitting in a boardroom with nothing to do. That's a potential serious turnover challenge right there. So let's talk about what HAVI did in order to fix this solution. And the process now started the same way, is the HR rep would congratulate the new contractor, they'd send back some personal information, but here's where it changed. Instead of the HR rep manually inputting that information into HAVI's internal HR systems, that person would deliver the single and only manual data entry here into the Power application. And you saw a glimpse of it in the video. And the beauty of this Power application, in essence, it's really just a form to receive this information. And it's powered by a solution we have called Power Automate or Flow. And Flow automates the sending of that information into these various systems. So now there's only one manual data entry, which happened right here. And as a result, this process that average case took 2 to 3 weeks, best case took 5 to 6 hours, now only takes 40 minutes. So here's the beauty of this situation. This person now starts on day one, ready to go. These people are no longer stressed putting out fires trying to get all these new hires into the system, and they can react as a proactive service desk rather than a reactive support desk. Now, in case it wasn't clear what happened, the Power App was simply collecting the data, in this case, the new hires information. And once the Javi HR rep hit submit, that triggered Flow, and Flow was simply determining where that data was being sent. And in this case, that was into all the different internal Javi HR systems. Now, most people want to know, how long does this take? Is it very technical, etc.? What you're seeing right here is this was all created with a 7-step Flow runbook. No coding. So 7 steps to this process, no coding, and Javi has been kind enough to share it with us. So go ahead and check that out. That's a direct link right there to get access to their runbooks you can see and leverage in your own organization. Last thing I want to say, we all struggle with this stuff. This isn't just about employee onboarding. This is about automating inefficient manual processes. And when I was in retail banking, I would have loved to have the ability for my bank loan officer to send a new loan application to a client or a potential client. They could fill out that information, and rather than that person having to reach out to the underwriter, the loan processor, all these people separately who then put it into their own systems, we could have had one data entry into a Power application. It could have automated sending that new loan application into all of these systems, and ultimately you get this person a response on their loan application much more quickly. So I'd encourage you to think about where in your organization could you trim down some of these manual processes that are slowing down your business and automate them, allowing these people to become more service desk oriented.